Hi guys, it's Lucy, and today I'm going to be doing my 2018 TBR. I've done this for the past couple years where basically I make a list of books that I would like to read in the coming year. This past year's TBR did not go as well as we had hoped, but I'll talk a little bit more about that in my bookish stats video for 2017. But 2018 is a new year and I believe in myself. So here are 12 books that I am going to try and read during the year of 2018. First, we have Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. This is Jacqueline Woodson's like memoir-ish type story, I guess, of her childhood, and it's about her growing up in New York and I think South Carolina. This is a book that I've seen recommended a lot when looking for Black authors, and so I want to read that story, you know? The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the first book in the Raven Cycle Quartet, and I have been putting it off for much too long. I'm putting it on this list to give myself a kick in the pants so that I will go and read this because I've had it for 2 years now and I've been wanting to read it since I got on BookTube. I'm fairly confident I'm going to enjoy this book from what I've heard, and if I don't enjoy it, at least I'll know. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I read the entire Grisha trilogy last year and like the year before. Like I read the last 2 books in the Grisha trilogy like this in early January. So I read the Grisha trilogy solely so I could read Six of Crows. So I would like to read Six of Crows this year. Keep it going. I'm sure you know what it's about. A lot of people have heard of it. A lot of people love this duology, and like she's coming out with more books in the Grisha world, and I actually really enjoyed the Grisha world from the Grisha trilogy, so now I'm more pumped to read it, so I just want to make sure I get to it. If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. This is another book that has been popular on BookTube because this is Own Voices trans fiction, which I really want to get to. I almost read it last year for both Diversathons, I think, or at least one of them, and I did not end up reading it, so I'd really like to get myself to read it because I've heard good things. The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. This is the first book in a trilogy, I want to say, like a fantasy trilogy that I'm not 100% sure what it's about. I just know like it's set in like fantasy world where like the earth goes through like seasons, and now they're in the 5th one, I guess, kind of like the 5th wave. Anyway, but what I do know, like I've heard a lot of praises sung about like the world and everything in it, as well as the fact that almost all the characters are people of color. The author is a Black author, and I know that this is a lot of people's favorite fantasy book, specifically Katie from Katie Loves to Read. I know loves this series, and I think the 3rd one came out this past year, so I will be all set to like marathon the series if I want to. I probably won't want to though because it's pretty long. Castle in the Air by Diana Wynne Jones. This is the 2nd book in the Howl's Moving Castle trilogy, and I really want to read it because Howl's Moving Castle is one of my favorite movies. I've seen it 4 or 5 times now, which is a lot for me considering I don't watch a lot of movies and I don't watch movies often. So for me to watch a movie repeatedly says I really like it. But yeah, and so I read the 1st book in the trilogy, which is what the movie was based on. I'm not sure if it's based on the whole trilogy or just the 1st one, but I read that a while ago and really enjoyed it. It's like super whimsical and fun. Like it's a little different from the movie, but it still has like the same atmosphere, I feel like. And so I want to continue on the series and hopefully finish it. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I just talked about this in the book haul I just did, but yeah, this is a popular book on BookTube, popular book in the world. It's going to be a movie next year, so I'm going to read it before the movie comes out. I want to read it to see if I love it. Everyone says I'm going to love it, but will I love it? We gotta find out. And to find out, I gotta read it. So this is me trying to force myself to read it. It's not that I don't want to read it. It's just like, I don't know, it feels like this is definitely going to suffer from too much hype for me, I feel like. Purple Hibiscus by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. This is the 2nd book that I want to read by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Eventually, I would like to read through her entire backlist, what do you call it? I want to say discography, but that is for musicians, so not sure what you call it, but like all her books, I would like to read them all. So this is the next step because I own this book as an ebook, so it's easy for me to get my hands on. I read Americana last year and really loved it. Recommend. So I'm looking forward to reading this book as well. I don't know what it's about. I'm pretty sure it's set in Nigeria though. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Most of these books are beloved books on BookTube. This is another one that a lot of people love, and this is a book that I feel like I'm going to enjoy. I know that this is like a magical, like atmospheric kind of book about like a circus, and there's 2 people who are like magicians in the circus and they fight, and I think it's a love story between them, not 100% sure. I've heard so many great things about it. Almost everyone that I've seen review it loves it, so I'm ready to join that bandwagon. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. This is, I think, Maya Angelou's like biography, but it's told in like verse / poetry. I'm a little ashamed to say I haven't read this yet, but this is definitely a classic, like overall, like regarded by many, and also like classic piece of literature written by a Black woman. So that is something that I want to read. And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I don't actually know what this one's about. I think this is the train one, maybe, or maybe this is the one on the island. Those are the only ones I've heard of. Like, I know the vague synopsis of Agatha Christie books. There's the one where they're on the train, and then there's the one where they're on like an island or mansion or something, and then like everyone disappears. But anyway, Agatha Christie is a classic mystery writer, and when I was younger, I used to love mystery books. I talked a little bit about that in that like books I used to love video I did over the summer. So I would like to see if I can get back to that, and why not try like this classic piece of mystery. And last but not least, we have Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay. I follow Roxane Gay on Twitter, so I want to read all her books because she seems amazing. She is a Black woman, a feminist, Haitian like me, so I want to support her and read all her books because I'm sure she's amazing. So I want to get the knowledge fed into me visually through a book. This will be another addition to my feminist book collection that I have said I'm starting. Now that I'm graduating college, I need to be more mature and like, I don't know where I was going with that. But the point is, I want to read it, and I've heard a lot of good things, and I'd also like to read Roxane Gay's entire backlist. Those are all the books that I have on my 2018 TBR. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I've mentioned. Let me know if you're going to try and read any of these books during 2018 in the comments down below. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And I am doing the 12 days of Lucy Reads, which means that I am posting a video every day until the new year. So if you would like to be notified whenever I post a video every day, please subscribe to my channel. And also there's a notification bell that like everyone talks about in their YouTube videos. I never tell anyone to press it, but if you feel so inclined, please press it, you know? So again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!